Hello and welcome to Phoenix Cinema Podcast. I'm Chris Austin.
And I'm Luke Parker.
And this is a podcast where we discuss the programme of one of the oldest picture houses in London, Phoenix Cinema. And today we are discussing Milos Forman's 1984 film Amadeus, screened as part of Phoenix Classics.
Yes, so Amadeus is a rich, dramatic look at genius, envy, and ambition. The story is told through the eyes of composer Antonio Salieri, who recalls his complicated relationship with Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart in 18th century Vienna. Salieri, a respected court musician, has spent his life devoted to music and faith, only to be tormented by the effortless brilliance of Mozart, a man who behaves recklessly but creates music that feels touched by the divine. As Salieri's jealousy grows, he becomes both ally and enemy, secretly plotting to bring Mozart down. The story mixes history with imagination, focusing less on strict biography and more on big, timeless ideas, what it feels like to be ordinary in the shadow of greatness, how unfair fate can seem, and how jealousy can eat away at us. Amadeus works on two levels. It's a gripping look at Mozart's tragic downfall, but also a very human reflection on the messy, complicated ways people deal with genius. So Amadeus, this one's been on my list for forever. It's one of those ones I've just never gotten around to watching.
Nice. Okay.
So I'm really, really happy we've had the chance to do this one.
Yeah. So, all right then, after that lovely intro, well, what did you think of it after waiting so long?
Yeah, so this is a film I've heard so much about. This film swept up at the Oscars, and despite that, I feel like it is kind of not talked about as much. Which is quite interesting. I think this is a really, really good biopic, if not a really great biopic. I don't think, however, that it is the masterpiece a lot of people claim it to be. Mm-hmm. It does what it does very, very well. It tells a very interesting story. It tells a very emotional story, which is dealing with, jealousy, professional jealousy, and it's something I think a lot of people can relate to. It's very human, it's very personal. So I really, really like the themes that it touches on. I love historical biopics. It's one of my favourite kind of subgenres of films. Lawrence of Arabia is one of my favourite films. These quite long, in-depth, sweeping films that really go into detail and like historical characters. I really, really enjoy them, and this is a really good one. The environment it builds of 18th century Vienna, towards the downfall of the Holy Roman Empire. I think it's really, really interesting, and it's almost mesmerizing at times. And something I really appreciate about the film is, obviously, it's about Mozart and his music and his operas, and I love how much the film does for him and his music and his work. Throughout the film, there's scenes of his operas, and the director is not hesitating to sit and let us actually just watch some of it for
seriously
5 to 10 minutes, And I think maybe that's a bit like Marmite for some people. Some people won't like that, and I think it's a bit long and boring and a bit unnecessary, which I guess if it really want to be reductionist and talk about like the story, that's fair. But I really enjoyed it, and I think it's really good at just giving a lot of weight and meat to the film. I really like that. But yeah, I mean, they're my initial thoughts. I really, really enjoyed it.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, I feel like we our sensibilities are so much the same. Maybe it's because we talk movies a lot together.
Yeah, maybe.
We're just aligning more and more and more in what we enjoy and what we don't. Yeah, I, for the most part, really agree with you, dude.
Cool.
I really enjoyed this. Yeah, I thought it was such a fun and engaging story. And that's what I really appreciated about it most of all, because a film about a rivalry between two classical composers in 1700s high society could have been stuffy and boring.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
But instead it's fun, it's funny, It's really engaging and compelling, and it moves for the most
It
part. I
moves with
was
pace, yeah.
truly, yeah,
I
I
feel
was.
like the fact that it's kind of like that story within a story kind of gives it that creative liberty to jump around quite a lot because we have the narrator Salieri because
As the
kind of,
framing
yeah,
device,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
The classic old geezer. Now I'm going to tell you my story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, yeah, it's yeah, exactly. I was pleasantly surprised by how light the movie feels on its feet.
Hmm.
Yeah, and everything you're saying. I mean, the filmmaking is fantastic. The editing is great. The
Mm.
use of the music is excellent. Like you said, there were moments using pieces of music and the way they break down the different elements within a movement of music
Yeah,
that I've never seen before. And it made me listen in a different way. I actually heard the music, if that makes
yeah,
sense.
that's great. Nice.
Yeah, it was honestly, I was so surprised by it. I do think that the runtime is a bit long,
Yes.
and the thing with the runtime is the movie began, and for the first, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours, I was like, I think this might be great. But it went on long enough that I didn't think that by the end of it.
I I'm in the exact same boat as you. First hour and a half even, this was pushing on a 5 out of 5. And
Yes,
this was I was
yes,
so invested, I was so involved. But as the film kept going, there were little bits that I was picking up and was like, I don't really like that.
yeah,
Um
yes, so
yeah.
similar.
Although despite that, there were two things I really wanted to mention. The first was F. Murray Abraham, who plays
Oh,
Salieri.
hmm,
One of, I think, my favorite performances I've seen.
yeah,
I've
really. What from him or just in general?
just in general, I'm
Oh
not actually that
wow,
I was looking at his filmography, and I'm not massively familiar with his work, to be honest. He's obviously got a very recognizable face, but yeah, he was so good, and you were never for one moment doubting the pain and the torment and the suffering and the jealousy that this character was feeling. Um, I just think he did an amazing job, and he definitely deserved the Oscar. The Oscar.
yeah, best actor winner, and I
Mhm.
think he won the Globe as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. Deserved. It's a great performance. He's typically excellent
Hmm.
in everything. I mean, yeah, you look at his filmography, you don't realize he's been around forever,
Yes. Yeah.
and you're never around forever
Hmm.
unless you truly are great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, through the decades. I mean, this guy, he was in Scarface, and he's an Oscar winner, and he's still showing up today in TV shows like The White Lotus and that
Hmm.
comedy Mythic Quest for the first two seasons on Apple Plus. And
Oh, cool.
yeah, he's just everywhere, and he's amazing. He's got such an interesting face.
Yeah.
I had to look up his heritage yesterday, where he's from, and I think his mother was Italian and his
Okay.
dad is Syrian. So that mix of, yeah,
Yeah.
that Middle Eastern Italian mix, it's actually there on his face.
Yeah. You can
You
definitely
can
see it.
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So playing the Italian Salieri in this movie isn't too far removed. That
Yeah.
feels like really good casting. And I agree with you, dude. He's so good. And even as the old man in full
Yeah.
on heavy old man makeup,
There's some great
actually.
prosthetics there. Like it was convincing.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? That I might have to say my favorite performance of his was when he was telling the story as the old man,
Hmm.
because he's living the dialogue, he's living the memory and the passion and the pain and all. It's an incredible, like, exposition part where he's just explaining things. He does
Yeah.
it in such an engaging way.
Yeah, and I think this film's worth watching just to see his performance. To be honest, um, yeah, really really good. I mean, everyone was good to an extent.
To an extent.
Because actually, quickly, the other thing I wanted to mention, and I wanted to get your take on this, what you thought. Even though I said as the film went on, there were like kind of bits that I was kind of flagging, and I was like, okay, I'm not really a fan of this. I'll mention those in a minute, but there's a scene in this film towards the end in the final act that is it's otherworldly, and it's when we have Mozart.
Can I guess?
Oh yeah, please, please.
Is it when Mozart's in bed ill, and he's working with Salieri on creating a new piece?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
and they're
dude.
just and just the way the dynamic between them and how the music's building in the background, section by section, as Mozart's listing it off and writing it. Oh, it's perfect. It is perfect.
Dude, I said at the start of this call, we're really similar in how we are approaching things now, and I couldn't agree more. I had long gone past the point now, at this point in the movie, where I was like, I think it's a bit too long, and my enthusiasm for it has lessened.
Sure.
And even within that, this scene comes along and it's mesmerizing. It is pure cinema. You know, it is...
You have
the use of music and editing and performance. Oh my god, yeah.
And like just having Salieri there, like he hates Mozart. He's killing Mozart by making him do this, but at the same time, he's relishing in being part of the genius
and in awe. Yeah.
Yes. I think it's next level.
that's what makes F. Murray Abraham's performance so brilliant, is that yes, you've got the jealousy, but he has to balance that with the total admiration as well. And he does it expertly, to the point where I think even Salieri forgets that there's an agenda against Mozart. You can see sometimes it just drops. You know?
For sure.
What did you think? So if we're on performances then, what did you think of Tom Hulce, who plays Mozart?
I think it's a good performance, if not a great performance. But this is where something's going to come up that I wasn't a massive fan of. Obviously, it's not a historically accurate film at all. Like, and Salieri and Mozart didn't even really have this heightened rivalry at all, and this character of Mozart is very exaggerated. Yeah. And for me, even though it's less about Tom Hulce's performance and it's more about the character, as the film goes on, the buffoonery kind of becomes more and more difficult to bear and less understandable and a bit too cartoonish for what is surrounding that performance is a very like mature and I don't even know what the word is, but it just feels very out of place, which I understand is the point to an extent. And even at first, you know, I do quite like it, but you know, after 2 hours, it's a bit like, where's he going with this?
Oh my god, we're so the same here. We're so the same. I couldn't agree more with you, dude. And I know exactly to what you're speaking of. And and I never thought of it until you mentioned it just now. But you're kind of right when you say, I know that's the point. Mozart is singular in his genius and his talent. So what makes him stand out? Okay, so now the performance is more outlandish. It's more outsized. It's big. And yes, I think by the end you're getting a little tiresome of there's a moment actually, and it's after his father's died, and his father was obviously a massive influence in his life. He's trying to write this vaudeville play. He's writing two different operas, one that's, you know, Salieri's pushing him into, and one that his other friend is. And he looks up at his dad's, you know, oil painting on the wall, and he does this thing where he sticks his tongue out at it, and then he goes on this crazy little dance.
Yeah.
Just sort of he does everything short of mooning it,
Mm-hmm.
the painting, and it does feel a bit too cartoonish. It's
Yes.
like, trust me, we get what you're feeling. Surely there was another way to represent that, because he's not okay. I understand if Mozart is in a room full of people, if he feels he has to perform to the room, that's an interesting take. But
Yeah.
you're alone.
Mm-hmm.
You are alone, and you're looking at the painting of your dead father, and you're behaving in a way that just feels like you're on stage or you're in a movie. I need to show the audience. But yeah, it felt too performative.
Yes. Yeah.
And again, but to counter that, like you say, for the most part, it's very good. He brings the energy to the movie that the film is asking for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and overall, it is a great performance. I actually confessed to never having heard of him, and then I looked up his filmography. Dude, he was Quasimodo.
That's true, and I saw that as well. But apart from that, his
Apart from that, I don't know much else.
yeah, because I was the same. I was like, I can't. Do I recognize him or not? I can't really tell.
So I guess like live action, no.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was stunned when I saw he was Quasimodo from The Hunchback of Notre Dame, because for me, growing up, that's massive,
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I do know him very well in a way that I didn't realize. His laugh had me going all the time.
Yeah, that was well. So
It's deployed a few too many times, perhaps.
Yeah. So I read this that apparently Mozart's real laugh wasn't too dissimilar to that. And so it says Mozart's famously wild, high-pitched laugh in a film was based on descriptions from people who actually knew Mozart.
People fart backwards.
Oh, ha ha.
They're all so beautiful. Why don't I have 3 heads? Oh, this is funny.
Oh my god. I mean, yeah, it becomes his signature motif.
Yeah.
Apart from all the music, it's that laugh. To the point where the movie closes on it.
Yeah. One of my favourite moments from the film is where he's in the Emperor's court for the first time and he just blurts out this ridiculous laugh, and just the looks everyone around the room was giving each other. Oh,
it was so good. Yeah, in terms of like the film's high comedic moments, that moment was really, really good. And then you have Elizabeth Berridge, who plays his wife in the movie. And again, I didn't recognize her exactly, but she had a great face and a very distracting bosom.
That's very true. Yeah, even from the very first scene she was in, like
yeah.
So one thing about the film that was a little bit jarring, but you kind of got used to it after a while, was like this mixing pot of accents. And
yeah.
Elizabeth Berridge's character in particular had a very strong American accent.
Dude.
Like, very, very strong.
Yeah.
Which was... It just became very noticeable when you have, like Salieri there they're still speaking English, obviously, but like he has his Italian accent, and other characters who were doing more Germany accents or English accents. And it just felt a little bit unusual. And no spoilers. Well, this is a spoiler, but it's a 40-year-old film. So on Mozart's deathbed, like one of the very final scenes of the film where they see Mozart's passed away, and Elizabeth Berridge's character throws herself on the body, and she has this nickname for him, which is Wolfie.
Wolfie.
I just didn't like it. I really didn't like it. And for me, it really tainted that what's supposed to be that big, impactful scene of seeing him there passed away finally after so much suffering, was her throwing herself on him with this very, very strong, high-pitched American accent going, Wolfie, no, Wolfie, Wolfie. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, when it comes to her, I feel exactly the same. I feel like her performance is fine.
Yes.
I feel like there's nothing wrong with really what she's doing. However, I don't feel there's any attempt on her part to conform to the period whatsoever.
Yes. Yeah.
She seems like she is just in an 80s movie. She's a modern 80s gal.
Yeah, literally.
Dressed up in
that's the best way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, in this period costume. Yeah, it was very, and maybe you can blame that on the director as well, because sometimes when it comes to movies that are meant to do accents, sometimes they just go, a British accent is all accents, right? That's going to represent, and I feel like, at least, on the Italian side of it, the Vienna side of it, yes, they do vary. I don't know if F. Murray Abraham was doing Italian. Was he doing English? Or was he doing
He had
heightened...
Italian accent.
Did he?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I didn't clock that. But I mean, Mozart is so American. I mean, I was like, I guess maybe it was the time that it was released, but it is so American. I mean, listen, it's not a major mark against the movie. It's a choice they went with, and that's fine.
Yeah,
but
it's not a big issue, but
yeah,
it's noticeable.
It's noticeable. Yeah, for sure. I mean, what else can you really say about it? I guess, I don't know. It's just listen. The costumes are incredible. The production design is amazing. This is top notch stuff.
Do you know which version of this film you watched?
Ooh,
because there's quite a famous. There's the theatrical cut, which I'm pretty certain I watched, and then there's a director's cut of the film, which is like 25 minutes longer.
Oh, so how long was the version you watched?
Like 2 hours 40.
That was mine as well. I don't know if that's the director's cut then.
No, that's the theatrical cut, because there is a director's cut with, like I said, like 25 minutes more footage, but most of that footage is of the operas.
But you know what? I don't know. I think I want to see that.
Yeah, because I love the opera scenes. I thought they were beautiful.
And so incredibly well staged and choreographed. Because Carrie Ann was watching it with her. She wasn't really watching it.
Yeah.
But at one point she looked up and I said to her, I was like, they're actually doing this on stage. Look at the craft, the stage craft as well. Everything looked fantastic. And even though I complained about the length of the film, I think I'd be down to watch an extra 20 minutes just to see how it plays.
Yeah, and on top of that, there are other scenes in the director's cut as well, including what apparently was quite a controversial scene of Mozart's wife kind of throwing herself at Salieri. In that scene where he's trying to persuade her to look through his music, that kind of thing. So there are some quite significant changes in the director's cut, which would be interesting to see for sure.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I would like to see that now then, because I thoroughly enjoyed this, man. And I'm so impressed. I'm just so impressed by it. It's so good. And this is based on a play. I'd really like to know how that play presented itself on stage, because the movie is so grand and epic in scale and production.
And even the way I don't know if what was the playwright's name?
Peter Shaffer, I think?
Yeah, that was it, Peter Shaffer. Even how his play moved between, was that a narration? Was that a story within a story kind of thing?
Right, and he adapted his own play into the screenplay. So what did he keep? What did he change to fit a screenplay versus a play? Yeah, I don't know. I'm so fascinated. Dude, did you know that Tim Curry played Mozart in the stage production?
I did not know that.
Can you imagine? And then Mark Hamill replayed, so played his role toward the end of the run. And cool. So what I'd seen, apparently Forman didn't cast Hamill in the film because he thought the audience wouldn't see Mozart, they'd just see Luke Skywalker.
That is probably almost definitely what would happen. So I think that's
Right.
that's the right choice. I think they made there.
Ouch. Talk about being too famous or well
Oh, I
known for
know.
one part. You know,
I doubt he was complaining. He had the checks raking in from Star Wars.
he had
so-
that Star Wars money. He
Yeah.
was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wonder what that process was like for Peter Shaffer, though, to like adapt your own play into a film. It must almost be quite liberating to be able to tell your story again, but not like constrained by the limits of the theatre.
Truly, I think reading the play and then reading the screenplay would be a fascinating thing.
Yeah.
Truly, yeah. In terms, I mean, would he feel there's more limitations, or maybe it works both ways?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's really, really interesting.
I think his play was not adapted, but kind of influenced by another play. Let me fact check myself quickly.
Oh, that's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
While,
so
while
it-
you
It,
Go on.
yeah, so it
Yeah.
adapted from a Pushkin play from the early 19th century,
Yes, I did see this.
just called Mozart and Salieri.
Oh, so it's already an adaptation, his play. Wow.
It says inspired by. So,
Yeah, and that's you spoke about this earlier. So yeah, this is not a true story. It's mostly fabricated. But even the idea of Salieri having killed Mozart is mostly rumored, right? This is
Yes.
all taking extreme like license
Yeah, for sure.
with that.
sure.
But the fact that it's been around for so long, I mean, dude, do you know what's crazy about it? I've never even heard of Salieri.
Well, then I guess this whole film was justified, wasn't it?
Exactly. And it actually makes that opening moment where Salieri, as the old man, is speaking to the priest and playing all these different numbers.
Oh, I love that bit. Oh, I forgot about
Amazing. You don't know this bit? Oh my God. Okay. Listen, I wrote over 40 operas. All right. What about this? And he plays that piece and the priest goes, yep, and takes over the humming of it and goes, that was you as well?
No.
Pause. No. That was Mozart. I think that is a genius bit
Yeah.
of storytelling to enter us into incredible.
So good. So good.
So good. Yeah, and I'll say, in terms of the director, but before we get onto pairings, I didn't know anything else the director's done, but he's done some big
Milos
films.
Forman. I haven't seen loads of his films, but I'm right in thinking he did One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yes. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Okay, I haven't.
So
Obviously.
good. You need to get on that. That's required watching. That's required
Shit,
watching.
okay. Yeah. Well, the only other thing I did see was Man on the Moon. Did you ever see that one? The Jim Carrey
Yeah,
movie.
sort of quite a while ago. I remember not being a massive fan of it, but
Okay.
I've seen it. Yeah.
I really liked it. Yeah, where he plays
cool.
Andy Kaufman, and then they, was it decades later on Netflix? They released the documentary on
About his method acting.
the making
yeah.
of it. Yeah, and it was like, woo, this is wild.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, listen, I mean, the movie won 8 Oscars. It deserved to win in every category. Best makeup, sound.
Actually, that's something else I wanted to bring up. It won in every category, but I'm surprised that this won Best Picture. Only because I looked at what it was up against.
Yeah, go on. Tell us who the contenders were
Its
and who
Best
the
Picture
winner was.
rivals were A Passage to India, Places in the Heart, A Soldier Story. Of those, I've only seen A Passage to India. But it was also...
Is that David Lean?
Yes, yeah. But it was also up against The Killing Fields.
Ooh,
I don't know if you've seen it. That's,
don't think I have.
Roland Joff's The Killing Fields.
Oh.
And for me, that is a near perfect film. It's devastating. It's such a hard watch, but it's a 5 out of 5 for me.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I need to see this then.
It's, like I said, so it's literally about the Cambodian civil war and genocide. So it's not an easy watch. It's about journalists that are like trapped in Cambodia. But it's next level. It's so
Oof.
good. Yeah.
I need to see it then. Yeah, I'm fascinated in Roland Joff as a filmmaker. Didn't he do The Mission?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, which is for me the best Morricone
Yeah, he did.
score
Yeah.
ever. Ooh, all right. Yeah, I need to get on that then.
Yeah.
Okay, so then shall we do?
If I was part of the Academy, I'd pick the Killing Fields, not Amadeus. But I'm not mad that it won. Obviously.
What's funny is I haven't seen any of them. The nominees there.
Okay. Interesting.
But this does strike me as something that is like that would typically win the Oscars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Period piece, and you've got so many elements. The production design and everything is like flawless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you've got the music is fucking Mozart. You don't.
You can't really get better than that, really.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. So then, for pairing, so what did you have in mind?
I'm pairing this one with Tar from a few years ago.
Really good.
Kate Blanchett.
Really good pairing. Yeah.
Only because they're not very similar films, other than that, like, they're about composers and musicians. But they kind of are, in the sense that both of the character studies are about someone who's pretty fucking insane. Obviously Mozart in this film, don't need to mention, but Kate Blanchett in Tar, she's insane, but in like such a different way. She's like power hungry, she's manipulative, I just think it'd be an interesting contrast, and they're both great films.
Yeah, what I love when we get to this point is just if you come out with something that I just wasn't expecting, that my mind personally never would have gone to, and it wouldn't have gone to Tar, but as soon as you said it, I was like, oh my god, that it works, and it works on all those levels you just spoke of. Excellent. Ooh, I really like that. Well, I went with something a little different.
Okay.
And I've gone with The Prestige.
Okay. I don't know if you've spoken about this before, but The Prestige is probably my favourite Nolan film.
Oh my word.
Which is
okay. Big. That's a big statement. You know what's crazy? I don't like the movie.
Have you read the book?
No.
Oh, the book is great as well. Yeah, the book is great. But the film is better, in my opinion. But
I've read the script by now. I think I bought it because there's a funny thing with Nolan. The films I don't like of his, somehow I truly enjoy the writing of, because he's just that good of a like a structural writer. Yeah, and this is what popped into my head. That sort of professional rivalry. It's nothing to do with composing, but it's the jealousy and then trying to one up each other, and
that's a great pick.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I think that those two films would make for a really great pairing with this movie. Oh, I kind of really like this.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I love The Prestige. So good.
Fascinating.
I'm surprised
I didn't know
that you
liked
don't like it, but yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I have tried. And listen, I've actually watched it many times to try and force myself to like it. But yeah, I don't know what it is. We can get into that maybe another time.
Yeah.
But it's a tough one for me. I don't know.
I remember one time I showed someone the film after like bigging it up to them for so long, and like halfway through the film they guessed the big twist, and I was fuming. I was so annoyed.
For fuck's sake. That's so annoying. But so annoying.
If you like the writing or the scripts, it's worth checking the book out, because the book is different. It's quite different, actually. Definitely worth trying.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, then. All right, I have to put that on my list, on my read list. Fantastic. All right, nice. Well then, I guess that about wraps it up for us today.
Nice one.
It was a pleasure, talking this with you, Luke, and I'm glad that it was on your list and we finally got to it. It's had a big rollout recently.
Yes. Yeah,
it's in all the cinemas. Yeah, it's a new 4K restoration.
It looks great. It looks amazing on my
Oh
TV.
my God. And, you know, the convenience of this being a movie from 1984 means I watched it at home, but I do kind of wish I saw this on the big screen with the sound.
That would have been good. Yeah.
And not only that, the Royal Albert Hall did this live in concert not too long ago, and I was watching it and thinking, "Oh my God, I can only imagine." Can you imagine that?
Very good. Yeah.
Can you imagine the ending Lacrimosa by Mozart with that Amen with the choir? Oh, oh my God!
This because of the restoration, like this film doesn't look like it's from 1984. Or at least the version that I watched. I was like, this could be an early 2000s film. If not late 2000s film. Yeah, it looks so clean.
100%, which is like, speaks even more to what an amazing job of the filmmaking they did, that they were able to clean this up to such an... This is probably part of why I was so impressed with the movie. I was like, hang on a minute. I expected something knowing this was 1984. I mean, Scorsese made The Age of Innocence, you know, that sort of high society period piece in what, 95?
Yeah.
This looks better than that.
even comparing this to The Killing Fields, which was up against that year for Best Picture, The Killing Fields looks like it's about 30 years older.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm sorry. No, that's just far too impressive. Far too impressive. All right, buddy. Well, yeah,
cool.
A real pleasure.
Much. Yeah,
thank you. And I'll see you on the next one, my friend.
See you on the next one.
Our music and editing is by Stefan Krieger. You can find more of his stuff at stefan-krieger.com. Like us, share us, review us, subscribe to us if you like what you're hearing, and then join us next time to discuss whatever the Phoenix Cinema may be showing next. Until then, bye for now.
Ha 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 ha!